back ones in this fashion against two good teams?
Yeah, that was the first one with this team, and it's definitely something we talked about before the game, like stringing them together and understanding that it can turn over at any time, even after we had lost 3 or 4 straight. Just sticking with it, and we have the right locker room, the right mentality, even after our losses, where it's a place that you want to come in and continue to compete and get better.
One of the things, obviously, tonight, Castle's answer to you was press up, press up. I was watching and going, Devin seen that. So how much was it knowing that's coming and then responding and making the kind of play either with the pass or getting your shot off him?
Yeah, like you said, I've pretty much seen everything now, and I think I found a good balance today of doing a little bit of both, making sure everybody's involved, getting them good looks, and then finding times to, score. So, yeah, definitely something I've seen before.
The last thing I had was there was few times I saw you smiling in games last year, and you were enjoying tonight's game. What did you enjoy the most about tonight outside of the obvious winning the game?
It's just competition. That's a good team over there. That's their first loss of the season. Like you said, Castle was hyped up. He's playing super aggressive, super competitive, which, that's why we play the sport. So I have respect for that. As long as it stays in between the lines. They have a really good young team that we'll be seeing a lot in the future. So, we're living the dream.
Book coach applauded your defensive intent to start the game for multiple games in a row. Was there a moment for you in the last couple of games where you realized you had to up it there? Anything specific?
No, it kind of depends on who I'm guarding. I think it gets me going guarding somebody that's involved in a lot more actions on the other end instead of playing help defense most of the game. So last game it was Keontae George instead of guarding Flip, and tonight same thing. So just trying to set the tone.
There's the stat called potential assists, where it's like the shots that you're setting up that don't go in. Did it feel like you guys were due for one of these where they were falling?
Yeah.
Just expected for you that keep making the passes you always do?
Yeah, I mean, some people don't like that sometimes, say I'm overpassing, but then you see nights like tonight where, you make the right play and we make the shots we're supposed to that, I believe in my team that they can make, and I've seen them do plenty of times. And now we have a comfortable lead, and that gives me the chance to score with more space now.
You gave Castle one of these at the very end of the game. Is that just a good young defender with a little bit more to learn?
Yep.
Devin, you spoke to just wanting to, you've spoken all season to making the right play and wanting to do that consistently. Is that something you're seeing grow contagious for the rest of the players that are either on the court with you or just generally in the rotation?
Yeah, I mean, it keeps us aggressive, and, it doesn't allow teams to play the junk defenses that they like to play, trying to take me out at all costs, and, it gives other people opportunities that, you usually don't get every night, wide open shots. And we're still missing a couple of starters that'll come in and knock down them shots also. So, I've always prided myself on making the right play.
Now, how have you seen the cutting of everybody, just not necessarily scripted ones, but just playing and reading, react off the attention you see kind of grow through these first 7 games, 6 games?
Yeah, it's something that we've been working on. It's something that coach has implemented. And, there's a few different versions of it that we do. They're not really plays. They're just freelance actions where, if you're in this part of the court, to make this cut, and, it opens up a lot of opportunities for everybody.
Hey, Devin, it feels like we've seen Ryan as a screener for you more often this year, at least in the early goings. Just what do you like about that look and the way he's processing when he catches the ball in the middle?
Yeah, he threw a couple lobs today. I think Nick caught one in the middle and caught him on the backdoor cut also. It's just when teams put 2 on the ball, and then, we play advantage basketball on the backside. And, I think the Spurs try to put Biombo, the 5-man, on Ryan. So, that's also a time to bring him up and have him setting the screens and get out. And if they step up, he makes the right play. And if they don't, he has the athletic ability to dunk it from, the middle of the paint.
Book felt like it was a little bit of everyone on Wemby. What did that require collectively, defensively, to force him into that kind of night?
We're just trying to, crowd up under him. Don't let him get comfortable. Keep him away from the rim. He's obviously a threat all over the court, but if he's shooting over top of us and shooting fades, we'll kind of live with that. But we doubled him a lot tonight too in the post, so tough coverage. We've seen what he's been doing to the league, so we just want to slow it down a little bit tonight.
Book, it feels like Ryan Dunn's confidence has grown tremendously from year one to year two. I'm just curious, from your perspective, what are some of the areas of Ryan's game that he's grown in confidence in that maybe he didn't have last year?
I think he's more aggressive. He's shooting it more. I think tonight felt good for him, to make 3 threes. I know he's been hard on himself about missing them the first few games, but he's put in the work. He was here all summer, him and all the young guys. I came back and, I wasn't ready for what I walked into. Them dudes didn't take a day off, it seemed like. So, I was excited to, get out here and let him showcase that.
Book, under Monty, you guys did a lot of day of installs for unique game plans and such. Obviously, it was some type of way with that with Wemby. How much does that build confidence for a team defensively when you guys game plan and go out there, execute it that well, and build off of it going forward?
Yeah, it's open dialogue too. The coaches come with a plan, and even though we have a young team, we kind of slow it down and walk through multiple situations and what we want to give up and what we don't want to give up. And once you see a plan work like that, you gain confidence in the script, and we'll stick to that moving forward.